Hello everybody, how you doing? So this whole video is basically about one thing, and that is me complaining a little bit about the Ground Zero. I have a couple problems with the Ground Zero, which I will be going over a little bit later in the video, but the main thing I want to talk about is that I think Ground Zeros are just too darn good. They're really overpowered for how much you pay for them. They are only $14,000 for the last upgrade, but overall, to get a Ground Zero costs roughly $20,000. Roughly $20,000. To be honest, $20,000 really is not very much money to destroy every single balloon on the screen. And not only that, if you get more than one Ground Zero, so if you get 2 or 3 Ground Zeros, which I know it sounds like it's expensive and sounds like it's almost impossible to get that many Ground Zeros, but trust me guys, it is not. You can check out this video right here. No ice stall, no nothing. It's not that hard to actually get that many Ground Zeros. And if you do get that many Ground Zeros, basically, you almost can't lose. And if you get far enough, for example, if you get higher than 22, you really can't send anything out that will kill your enemy. At least from what I think. I mean, even, regrows and camos pretty much do nothing extra to the ground, nothing extra to stop Ground Zeros, so realistically there's nothing too much going on. The way I usually do this is, I usually start sending out a bunch of balloons at my enemy, and I can get a huge amount of economy in that time. I just always keep sending out balloons and balloons and balloons, and if you notice my 4 towers, it's kind of a weird set of 4 towers that nobody really goes with. I don't know if I invented this strategy or not, but I know that people have been using it fairly often lately, and it has been getting people very far. And it seems like most games now are playing almost defensive mode instead of assault mode. I haven't really lost a game before level 12 or 13 in a really long time, and you might think that there's, gotta be some way you can beat me, and honestly I feel like there's really not too many ways you can beat this strategy, unless you're just getting lucky. And that's not the way I want to play this game, is just trying to win with a random set of luck. It should be a strategy game. So I think that there needs to be something done about the Ground Zero. And am I complaining about the Super Monkey, the 2-4 Super Monkey as well, the TT Technological Terror? Am I complaining about him as well? He is not quite as overpowered, but honestly I think that he really should just be nerfed just as much as the Ground Zero. I think he should either be more expensive or have something done about them. Now, what do I recommend to actually fix the Ground Zero problem? Well, there's 2 things that I think you could probably do. First of all, I think the most obvious thing is people always just say, well, make Ground Zero more expensive. Okay, Ground Zero being more expensive, that can obviously hurt people's strategy and make it a little bit harder for somebody to play. By the way, one extra thing I wanted to mention in this video, this is us attacking each other and actually playing a legit game. He was trying to kill me, I was trying to kill him as well, and I just did not see any weaknesses in his defense, and I don't think he saw any in mine, so that's why we ended up doing that. So, as far as Ground Zero, we could just raise the price on the Ground Zero, right guys? Make it, instead of 14, don't even make it 20 or something, make it like $30,000. Okay, if we made it $30,000, or almost double, $28,000, will that fix the problem? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think by the time we get to level 20 or 22, you could honestly save up $28,000 on these certain levels like Rail, or Plutonium Mine, and the longer levels like Rally. I really think it's not that hard to save up that much money. Especially if you had to sell a couple towers just to do it. And it's really not that bad. So do I think that would help? Yeah, I would definitely inhibit the super awesome Ground Zero strategy that a lot of people have right now, making it just a lot more expensive. But I'm actually saying, what about another thing that, you might not agree with me on this right now, but I think it's actually an effective way to make games not be lost because of lag, but actually be lost because of skill. And the thing I think we should do, guys, is I think instead of always being able to send out balloons at your enemy, I think you should have a really high cost, but be able to automatically take lives away from your enemy. So, for example, if my enemy has 141 lives, I can pay like $30,000 or $20,000 or $25,000 and take away 10 lives. Now, you'd have to keep attacking him and keep attacking him and keep attacking him. If he's that would make people want to lose less lives in the beginning of the game as well, and make it more, I guess, people have to go more life efficient instead of just economy efficient, so lives actually do matter more late game. I think it's definitely important to think about that. But I think this would definitely make it so it wouldn't always be just a lag game. So, just to go on a kind of random tangent besides what's going on right now, what I'm talking about is, if you notice, I have like 8 freaking ground zeros. We're on level 35, and I just sold all my towers to limit lag, and all I'm doing is just massing ground zeros and just using the ground zeros when balloons ever get close. Obviously, I have so many that I can use pretty much infinite at all times. And the one argument you might be saying is, well, you know what doesn't get affected by ground zeros that much? Zomagods. Oh yeah, that's kind of true. Zomagods don't get affected that much, but ground zeros, even if you have 4 ground zeros, you can use 4 ground zeros, let them regenerate, use 4 ground zeros, let them regenerate, use 4 ground zeros, and pop the Zomagod in time. I think it's 14, so, you know, something like that. But I think you can use, like, 4 full regenerations of the ability to come back to pop a Zomagod. So realistically, it's not even hard to pop a Zomagod because it's so freaking slow. And if you don't, and then as soon as you pop BFBs, boom, 1 super awesome explosion, and they are dead. One other thing we can do to maybe possibly limit how good the ground zeros actually are is just to make them so they can't pop BFBs. So you might be saying, okay, fine, you know, obviously they're really good. They can pop everything on the screen except for Zomagods. Well, what if we made it so you can't pop anything except for BFBs? That would definitely make them a little bit better. People would have to go more Moab Maulers and more different sorts of towers instead of what we're just used to here, guys. So if you notice, it's looking like he's losing because we're having so much lag here, but he actually wasn't losing, and then he just used ground zero. So we're in a huge ground zero battle right now. We've both got a bunch of ground zeros. I went with a lot more ground zeros than he did, and I think he's trying to limit lag by not going too many. So I think that's the main difference here. And if you notice, here's a Zomagod. I just used like 8 frickin' ground zeros really fast, and they're going to regenerate in pretty much no time. And of course, I'm just keeping a couple here, just in case some other fast balloons do come by. So, and also, these Zomagods are easily going to get popped by a bunch of these Monkey Ace darts. And if you notice, it really has not traveled that far. It traveled maybe 1/3 of the entire path length, and I'm popping Zomagods. And basically, because they affect every single balloon on the screen, the ground zeros, I can basically kill almost infinite Zomagods. Yes, I really do think I can pop almost infinite Zomagods. And that might change a little bit when the Zomagods get really fast on some of the later rounds, which I know they probably do. I think that's probably built into the game. I have not gotten super far. I think 49 is my max level at the moment. But yeah, guys, I don't even really know what to say too much about the ground zeros. They're just way too freaking good, and I think they need to be nerfed. And like I said before, I think there's 3 easy ways to do that. You can either make them cost more money, make them not pop Moabs, or just do something else. I really don't care. I don't know. I don't really know anymore, guys. But you can. It should not be the game where you just keep massing and massing ground zeros over and over again. I really don't think so, guys. So I really don't have too much to talk about now. I mean, I pretty much got everything I wanted to say about the ground zeros, about the ground zeros. The last thing is just the 0-4 Super Monkey, or 2-4 Super Monkey, or whatever. So obviously Super Monkeys have kind of been nerfed in this game. The Super Monkey, the Super Temple of the Monkey God is pretty much crap right now just because of lag. You're definitely not really going to do good with that guy. Obviously, he's still decent just because he has the Super Temple of the Monkey God, but overall he's really not that amazing. I really think that should be fixed a little bit, but the technological terror is the main point right now. Is his ability too good as well? Well, it would be hard to find a good 4-tower strategy to use that guy in, so I think it's definitely possible for people to actually end up using him and have him be pretty good. But I don't feel like he needs a super awesome nerf right now, but I do honestly feel like he probably will need to be nerfed when people find strategies. I feel like the main thing that's going on right now is everybody's just playing and watching other people, and everybody learns really fast from other people. It's like wildfire, guys. You see a strategy, you learn it, and you can do it then. It's really not that hard. It's easy to copy strategies, and that's the main problem here, guys. Every time I do this, people watch me and they learn, and then they start doing it, and it's just spreading everywhere, and now everybody can get to rounds 30, 40, 50 plus, and it's not a good thing, guys. That's really all I have to talk about. As always, please press the like button if you enjoyed any of my Ground Zero talk, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.